Hi, this is Jen Riggs, and this is a short 20-minute yoga practice for calming and grounding the body and mind during stressful times. And we need this little bit of self-care for ourselves so we can be there for others. You, for this practice, will want to grab a yoga block, or if you don't have a yoga block, no problem. Grab a blanket or a towel, and you'll just fold it and roll it up nice and tightly like this. We'll need this for the end of the practice when we come down onto the mat. If you have a yoga strap or belt, that's also an optional prop. But if you don't, no problem. So let's just go ahead and get started. Feeling your feet on the floor underneath your hips, hip width apart. And let's just place the hands on the hips. And my daughter's watching me in the other room. Bend the knees and circle the hips. And we're going to reverse the circle. So one thing I want to say before we really get into poses is, I'm leading you through these poses and giving you options, but really you want to listen to your body and listen to your breath before you listen to me. So if something doesn't feel right, don't do it. Find a modification. Okay, we're going to start with a real powerful pose, goddess pose. Bring your feet nice and wide, toes out 45 degrees. And we're going to be bending the knees, and you want to have them come out over the ankles. So not in, but nice and wide, out and over. And other thing is that oftentimes the torso comes forward. You want to have it back nice and tall, right over those hips. Okay, so we're going to inhale, arms up, inhale through the nose, and we're going to exhale, bend the knees, and exhale forcefully through the mouth, though. So it goes, inhale up, exhale, inhale up, exhale. With the inhales, you're bringing in positive, bright energy. And with the exhale, you're just getting rid of all of the stagnant energy, all of the weight, all of the junk that is weighing you down, okay? Two more. Now we're going to hold it here, open up the arms, shoulder height, palms face each other. So we're nice and open here in the heart and in the chest and in the hips, but we're strong and powerful, the female goddess, the warrior, female warrior. And breathe. Maybe a nice gentle smile, even as you're feeling this. I know you are in those legs. I'm with you. Okay, and then straighten. Hands to the hips, and bring your feet in, and just pause here, see what that feels like. Grounding from the hips to the feet, and then above the pelvis, the spine lifts, crown of the head lifts, drop the shoulders down the back, and we're going to come into tree pose. So bring your weight onto your right foot, the left foot. You can start low, create a little kickstand here to help with balance. Maybe you bring the foot below the knee, or maybe it comes up to the inner thigh. Just don't have it inside of the knee. And then if you fall out, doesn't matter, you come right back in. Finding a soft focus gaze onto the floor ahead can help. We call that the drishti in yoga. That can help with balance. Think about grounding from the hips down to the floor. You're rooting, this is your trunk, and you're rooting and you're growing roots through the foot into the floor and into the ground underneath. And then you're lifting up out, because you don't want to be a bent tree. You want to grow nice and tall. And you can stay here. You can bring the palms together and stay here, or you can grow those branches out, palms facing up, and bring them up overhead, and breathing. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Palms together in front of the heart. Slowly, with control, bring that other foot down. Let's pause between the sides to just notice. Notice what you notice. And then shifting your weight onto to the other foot. Bring the other foot to where you had it on the other side. Find your gaze point and ground from the hips down, and then lift up out of the hips. Heart is open, shoulders drop, and root the trunk. Root through the feet. Open up that bent knee. Press it back if you can. And then you can stay here. You can press the palms. You can grow your branches. Notice how in this pose, there's gentle movement, right, in the ankle, in the standing leg, and in the foot. You're not asking it to. It's just the wisdom of the body. How cool is that? Growing a little bit taller. And slowly, woo, with control, bring it down and see how that feels. Okay, let's come to the front of the mat and feet hip width apart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, you're gonna bend the knees and slowly fold forward. Inhale up towards a flat back. Shoulders back away from the ears. Exhale, plant the hands and pressing back towards plank pose. It's like a high push-up. Now, sink or don't sink into the wrist, press into the hands and lift up out. You can bring the knees to the floor if you need a little support for that low back. Belly's engaged here, navel towards the spine. And then together, whether your knees are up or on the floor, with control, we're going to slowly come down. Right onto the belly and right into Sphinx pose. Go ahead and rock the hips side to side. Release the low back a little bit. And then think about pressing the pubic bone down. And lifting the heart and rolling the shoulders back away from the ears and just breathing. Can you think about kind of lengthening the torso forward and up, even as the hips, the pelvis, the legs are nice and heavy and grounded. Okay, then we're going to roll onto one side, keep that one elbow down, and roll onto the hips. And stack the legs, flex the feet. And you can play with where you want to put that elbow. So you can start low, or you can bring it towards you more, or you can also come onto the hand and straighten that arm, and that's going to be a deeper side stretch for you. So see what works for you today. And you can also play with whether you want to roll the hips forward a little bit or back a little bit. What is going to be the nicest stretch for you today? The other hand can just kind of be your little kickstand, help with balance. And you want to just think about letting the hips be heavy and bringing more breath into that side body. Inhaling deeply through the nose and slowing and deepening the exhale as well. Make sure you're not scrunching the shoulder up by the ear, but draw it back and away. As you open up here in the side body, in the ribs, you're going to get a nice, more gentle and deeper breath, a fuller breath. And the more we can deepen and increase and slow our breath in stressful times, the more we're going to be able to quiet the mind. One more breath here. And then we're going to switch to the other side. You can just roll to the other side, unless you need to keep looking at me, but so you're not looking at my back side. I'm going to switch over to face the other side of the mat. And same pose here. Everyone start on the elbow, even if you come up onto the hands, just start on the elbow. And you might notice a big difference between the two sides. I always notice a difference between my two sides on both with the hips and the side body. So I'm going to come up onto the hand because I did so on the other side. And again, you can play with rolling the hips forward or back. Like for me today, I really want to roll them slightly forward. That's a deeper stretch for me today. And focusing on the breath through the nose, deepening the inhale and slowing the exhale. And there's my dog saying hello. One more deep breath here. And then coming up to seated. And staying up nice and tall. If you want to, you can kind of move that fleshy stuff away. It'll help you sit up with a little more ease. And we're going to keep the right leg straight, bend the left knee. This is like tree pose, but we're on the floor. Starting with a gentle twist. Left hand to the outside of the right leg. Right hand comes behind you. I like to stay on the fingertips so we can keep the spine nice and tall. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the right. One more twist here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And then you're going to release some of the twist as you start to lengthen out over your right leg. So this is a twist and a forward fold. And supporting the length with the right hand. And the left hand can stay on the leg, maybe can reach the outside of that foot, which is great. Now here's where if you have a belt or strap and you can't reach the foot, you can use that. Wrap it around the foot and grab the strap. So we're not wanting to lean back here, but come forward, lifting the heart forward. And maybe deepening the fold. It's really not about how far you can get. It's about coming mindfully with each breath into the pose and just finding your edge. And it's going to be different, really almost on a daily basis, how far you get and what you're going to feel. Let the hips be heavy. One more breath here. And coming back up. And we'll take it to the other side. So left leg straightens. Going for the twist first. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, hand to the outside of that leg. And twist to the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more breath. Lengthen and twist. Keep some of that twist in the torso as you begin to fold out over the left leg. Lengthening the spine and exhale, fold. Grab what you can grab. Maybe you just bring both hands to either side of that front leg and hang out here, and that's fine. Think about bringing the breath to the areas of tension. So for most of it, it's going to be some area or areas in the low back. You might also be feeling this in the back of that left leg. Shoulder away from the ear. Couple more breaths here. Okay, release that. Have your block or blanket roll handy. We're going to come onto the backs. And just starting with a hip opener, cross the right ankle on top of the left knee. And the left leg comes up. And You're going to take the right hand, comes in between the thighs, left hand reaches to the other outside of the left leg and grab underneath the knee. Some of you might be able to grab the top of the left shin, and you can do that. And you're bringing your left knee towards you and pressing your right knee away. Right foot is flexed and breathing. Here's also a pose where if that leg is too far away from you, grab a strap or a belt and place it outside of the shin and hold the strap. One more breath. And let's switch sides. Left ankle on top of right knee. Same thing. Reach underneath that right knee, or maybe on top of. Flexing the left foot to keep the ankle and knee engaged and in alignment. Breathing. Right thigh and knee can come a little closer to the chest. One more breath here. Okay, so now grab your block or your blanket roll, place it under the hips, not at the small of the back, but really under the full of the hips and the pelvis. Bring your right knee in and your left leg out. Keep that left foot engaged. And here too, you can grab under the knee or over the knee and breathe. So you're feeling a nice lengthening on the front of the left thigh. One more breath. And switch sides. And notice the difference between the two sides. It's not judgment, it's just information. Like I notice, wow, this right thigh is much tighter today. Okay, releasing that side. And now we're going to bring both knees up and both feet up. And shake the legs out a little bit. Shake it out. And then bring stillness to the legs and just relax here. Let the hips really feel the support of the block or the blanket. No holding here. You can close the eyes. Let the shoulders sink into the floor, back of the head in the floor. And deepening and slowing the breath here as well. This is a great pose for slowing and calming the mind. You can do this pose against the wall with or without support under the hips. It's a great one to do before getting into bed because it can help relax the body and mind and get you set up for getting to sleep. If you have longer for the practice, I encourage you to stay here. But if you've only got 20, 25 minutes, then you're going to bend the knees, slide that blanket or block away, and come into final relaxation, Savasana. So legs almost mat width apart, palms facing up. Close the eyes and just let everything go. Let the muscles totally relax away from the bones, and the bones sink heavy into the floor. Just for these last moments of your practice, there's nothing to do and nowhere to go. We'll stay here for just a minute. If you can stay longer, please do. Again, if you're able to stay longer in your final relaxation, then please do. But if you need to come out, bending your knees to your chest, roll into your right side, and pressing up to a comfortable cross-legged position. And just feeling the weight of the hips on the floor and the spine lifts up nice and tall, shoulders back and down. And if you'd like to bring the palms together to close out the practice, I invite you to do that. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I hope to see you again very soon.